The finale of Alley Cats is devoted to absurd conversations about bees, disastrous attempts to eat them, and Puke's unforgettable decision to get stung in one of the worst possible places. But beneath all the comedy lies the emotional resolution of Kitten's season-long journey to find her original home. Rather than ending with Kitten returning to the family she lost, the finale delivers a more meaningful message. Home isn't necessarily where you started, it's where you're loved. After spending the entire season searching, using only Kitten's vague memories of a bridge, a church, and a playground, the gang finally finds what appears to be her old house. At first, it seems like their mission has been successful. However, when Gus climbs over the fence to make sure everything is safe, he discovers something heartbreaking. Kitten's former owners have already adopted another kitten. Whether they believed Kitten was gone forever or moved on, the result is the same. There is no place waiting for her anymore. Gus realizes how devastating that truth could be. Instead of telling Kitten that she's been replaced, he claims her family has moved away. Throughout the series, Gus has hidden his softer side beneath sarcasm and cynicism, but this moment reveals just how protective he's become. He's willing to carry the emotional burden himself if it means sparing Kitten unnecessary pain. This shows how much Gus has changed since meeting her. Rather than breaking down after hearing Gus's explanation, Kitten says she isn't upset because she already has a family. Then, while they're walking away, she asks Gus how the new kitten compares to her. The question catches Gus completely off guard. So Kitten knew another cat was living inside the house all along. She simply chose not to embarrass Gus by exposing his lie. Instead of confronting him, she accepts what he was trying to do, protect her feelings. It's a mature moment from the youngest member of the group. Rather than focusing on being abandoned, Kitten focuses on what she's gained. She's found something more valuable than the home she lost. She's found people who care about her. At first glance, Kitten's reaction seems too optimistic. After all, she spent the season searching for her original home. But the journey itself quietly changed what home means to her. During her travels, Gus, Ponce, Olive, Fang, and even Puke became the family she never expected to find. They protected her, looked after her, and searched for her home even when the clues barely made sense. They chose to stay together. By the time Kitten reaches her old house, she's emotionally moved on without realizing it. The discovery confirms she already found another family. Earlier in the episode, Kitten notices Gus refuses to dance. He eventually admits he's embarrassed. Despite acting fearless throughout the season, he's worried about looking ridiculous because of his age and weight. He also doesn't think his own life has amounted to much. He describes himself as an ordinary cat who's been surviving. Then he admits that looking after Kitten has been the most meaningful thing he's ever done. Gus believes he rescued Kitten. In reality, Kitten rescued him as well. She gave his life purpose, helped him lower his emotional walls, and reminded him that caring about someone else can be more fulfilling than getting through each day. By the finale, Gus is no longer just the tough leader of the gang, he's become a father figure. Throughout the finale, the gang debates whether bees are useless because supermarkets exist. They conclude starving animals could simply eat one another. Olive swallows a bee and ends up with a swollen tongue. Then Puke allows a bee to sting his testicles because he believes it will enlarge his penis. On the surface, none of this seems connected to Kitten's story, but it reflects the show's central identity. In the closing montage, Gus finally dances with Lara after overcoming his insecurity. Olive abandons Ponce's attempt at romance because he reveals he can't father kittens, prompting her to leave with Puke instead. Elsewhere, Fang jokes that he may have killed the playground bully before observing that everyone dies eventually. The dance montage represents Gus letting go of the insecurity he admitted earlier. Before meeting Kitten, he worried about appearances and believed everyone expected him to behave like the fearless leader. Kitten challenges that mindset simply by accepting him exactly as he is. Once he realizes he no longer has to live up to everyone else's expectations, dancing becomes symbolic of that freedom. He isn't trying to impress anyone anymore, he's simply enjoying himself. It's a small moment, but it shows that Gus has grown just as much as Kitten over the course of the season. Although the finale begins with endless jokes about bees, supermarkets, swollen tongues, and Puke's disastrous experiment, those storylines are comic distractions before the emotional payoff. The real ending isn't about whether Kitten finds her old owners, it's about realizing she no longer needs them. The house represents her past, while Gus and the other alley cats represent the family she built through choice rather than circumstance. That's why the revelation of the replacement kitten doesn't become a tragedy. Instead, it confirms something Kitten had already discovered during her journey. Family isn't defined by who first took you home. It's defined by the people who continue choosing you every day. By walking away from her old house alongside Gus and the rest of the gang, Kitten isn't losing her family, she's going home.